Hey everybody, my name is Robbie and you are watching Geek Level Asian. I recently watched The Haunting of Bly Manor, and while I was watching it, especially as I got towards the end, I started to kind of understand what was going to happen, and it really reminded me of one of my favorite suspense thrillers, Skeleton Key. So just in case you missed the thumbnail, this video is going to be spoiler central. If you haven't seen either of these works, do not watch this video because I'm basically going to be talking about the endings of both of them. Now before we dive in and start talking about the similarities between these two stories, go ahead and make sure that you like this video. So The Haunting of Bly Manor was released on October 9th, 2020, and directed by Mike Flanagan, who also brought us Haunting of Hill House in 2018. With the names being so familiar and the cast being directly pulled from Haunting of Hill House in a very American Horror Story type of fashion, I'm hoping this means that we will receive more hauntings of other places in the future. Bly Manor takes place in the 80s and stars Victoria Pedretti as Danielle, an au pair who is hired to educate and take care of two rich orphans, Flora and Miles, the two little children. And in doing this, she has to move, so she's on premises in their summer home, summer mansion, summer haunted mansion, whatever you want to call it. And part of the reason why she's taking this job at all is to run away from some problems that she was having at home, mostly inner conflict where she's being chased by an anime character. And just like in The Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor is also filled with ghostly characters that are hiding out of focus in the backgrounds of a bunch of shots. There are a few love stories between some of these characters and ghosts, but we're not going to go into any of that. So now this is not a plot summary. If you've come to see a plot summary, I don't know why, you should just watch the show because it is very good. I am really skipping a lot of stuff, a lot of the plot, just to get to the point that we're here to discuss today. But basically, the original au pair to these two children died along with her very deranged boyfriend, Peter Quint, and they died on the property, and in a very American Horror Story type of fashion, like AHS Murder House and AHS Hotel, if you die on the property, you're kept there forever. Except in this series, as time passes by, you lose your face, but that's beside the point. What we come to learn as an audience is that the ghosts of this tragic lover couple pair formulate a plan to steal the bodies of young Flora and Miles, the two children. To not only be able to leave the property, because again, as ghosts you're stuck to the property, but also to be alive again. So now this is a side note, but two problems there. One, this couple, when they were alive, they were very much attached to each other and couldn't keep their hands off of each other. These two bodies are children, so that's a little weird. And the second problem is that they're brother and sister biologically, so I don't know if they were really thinking this through, but, you know, kind of weird. It's really weird. So, yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they were expecting that to play out. Also, if I had gone to a rehearsal dinner for my friend's wedding and I was sitting around listening to some ghost stories, if I had to sit through that she slept, she woke, she walked over and over again, I'm sorry, I would have gotten up and just gotten the heck out of there. So now keep that plot point or premise in your head. We have two people who died and steal the bodies of younger people to live on forever. That brings us to Skeleton Key. Skeleton Key, for those of you who haven't seen it, is a suspense thriller from 2005 starring Kate Hudson. In the film, Kate Hudson plays Caroline Ellis, a hospice nurse, who is tasked with taking care of Ben, played by John Hurt, who recently suffered a stroke and he's now paralyzed. And he's paralyzed throughout the film. He basically has no lines. And throughout the film, as you guessed in suspense thriller fashion, very suspenseful and thrilling things happen. And long story short, since this is not a Skeleton Key movie synopsis, Kate Hudson falls victim to some, I guess I'll just call it voodoo shenanigans. And her body is stolen by a couple who's been doing this for years and years and years, just moving on from body to body to body. So although the motives might be a little bit different than The Haunting of Bly Manor, it's still the same concept of the stealing of bodies to live on. But at least the people in Skeleton Key always take the bodies of adults, which makes a little bit more sense because they're together. And the other difference being, in The Haunting of Bly Manor, Miles and Flora are basically put in a sunken place while their bodies are taken over. In Skeleton Key, you trade bodies, so the person whose body is stolen is then put in the old person's body. So throughout the entire film, you see John Hurt and you think that he's this older man, but really he's got something else living inside him. That seems to be a recurring theme in his career. Now quickly, I just want to say, this is not a rag on either The Haunting of Bly Manor or Skeleton Key, because I happen to love both of them, which is why I'm making this video. Because both of them leave you with this super eerie feeling, and I don't really know how to describe it. I think it's literally just being stuck in someone else's body. Or having your body taken from you or not having control of your own body. I think that's a very weird, strange feeling that no one really likes to associate with. So I got the same feeling when I watched The Haunting of Bly Manor that I did when I was watching Skeleton Key, and it's why I like both. So what did you think of The Haunting of Bly Manor? How did it compare to The Haunting of Hill House? Which one did you like better? I'm actually very curious to know, because I know which one I like better, and maybe I'll let you guys know either in a video or maybe just in the comments. But yeah, there's a clear winner for me. I liked both of them a lot for different reasons. Also, were there any themes, plot points, undertones that reminded you of anything else? Write them down. So if you've gotten to this point in the video, I can only imagine that you liked what you were watching. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. That would make me very, very happy. So I haven't done a TV show or movie review in a while. This is actually like the first one, and I don't know what the actual time period is, but it seems almost like a year. If you want me to do more of these, make sure to let me know. I think I kind of moved away from them because I wasn't sure if anyone was watching them or not. If you enjoy these, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to do more of them. Also, let me know what you'd like me to review. That would also help as well. So that's it, everybody. I hope nobody gets haunted, and may the power protect you from being haunted.